Hi guys, welcome back. So let's do an Autumn Nations Cup preview. Let's pick some winners of these games for fun. See how that sets us up for the knockouts. I'm not going to predict the knockouts. I want you guys to say who would win those knockouts if it turns out the way I say here. But like I said, a bit of fun guys. Let me know if you agree, disagree, but also let me know what your predictions are and how that would play out for the knockout lineups. So just a note here, I'm pretty sure losing and try bonus points are available. I haven't found it written down, but I can see the table's blank and it's got them in there. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure bonus points are available. Anyway, Pool A, England, Georgia, Ireland, Wales. Very tasty pool, lots of great lineups. Starts off with a cracker, Ireland versus Wales. I'm saying Ireland get 4 points. That's obviously a win without a bonus point. Wales 1 point, that would be a bonus point loss. So when I say the points, that's not the score in the game, of course. That's how many points they get for the table. I think Ireland at home, probably too strong for Wales. Wales haven't really shown an awful lot to say they're going to win away from home. Ireland will want to improve, of course. Wales will definitely want to improve. So it'll be very interesting to see if Wales especially can make a big improvement and really challenge Ireland. But at the moment, I think you'd predict that one for Ireland. England then starting off their cup against Georgia. It is the way they'd want to start off their cup. They've only had one game in the Six Nations. They were a bit rusty. So to get their game against the lowest ranked teams, probably the way round they'd want it. I expect them to be better than against Italy. Georgia also I expect to be a lot better. Always going to be interesting to see how the scrum goes against Georgia. I think back to when they warmed up against Georgia in training sessions in the scrum. Many reports that Georgia were getting the better of them there. So interesting to see if there's a bit of a contention there in the scrum. But really England should come away with a bonus point victory there. 5 points and nothing for Georgia. Then England take on Ireland. This will be a cracker at home, England v Ireland. Ireland should be nicely warmed up, England should be nicely warmed up. But it's at home, so I'll give it to England, but let's say it's going to be close, so bonus point to Ireland. Wales, I think again, it's going to be 5 points to Wales, nothing for Georgia. Then England versus Wales. Wales at home. Yeah, it's always going to raise the roof. It doesn't matter, even if Wales are still playing poorly, it's going to be a cracker. But at the moment, I think you'd say England to wedge it in a tight one. And then rounding it off, again, I think Ireland would come a very good winners against Georgia. So, if that was the case, it would turn out Pool A, England 13 points, Ireland 10, Wales 7, and Georgia, unfortunately, without picking up a point. So going on to Pool B, we've got Fiji and France, Italy and Scotland. You expect the most flair coming from this pool for sure. Super exciting. Starting off with Italy v Scotland. And from what we've seen in the Six Nations so far, you just don't put Italy to make too much of an impression. You'd expect Scotland to pick up all 5 and Italy not really to get anything. Then, maybe the most exciting game of the Cup. We've got France versus Fiji. Unfortunately for Fiji, this is their first game. And France are very well warmed up. They're playing great already. So this is not the time Fiji would want to play France. That's why I'm saying 5 points for France. So bonus point win, nothing for Fiji. But if anything, it's going to be exciting. We're going to see tries. Can't wait to see that. Then Fiji play Italy. So I expect Fiji to be a lot better by now. This is going to be interesting. If Fiji can get their organisation right, their defence right, then I expect them to have too much for Italy. Could be wrong there. We will see. You never quite know how Fiji are going to put it together. But we saw in the World Cup what potential they have as a team. So I expect them to score a lot of tries, but I also expect Italy to have opportunities to score as well. So Italy picking up the losing bonus points. Scotland-France, well, we will see. That will be exciting. But again, France, I think, should be have a bit too much, but maybe tighter than we think being at home. So Scotland pick up the losing bonus point and no try bonus point for France. Scotland-Fiji, I'm saying Scotland win and win by too much. So Fiji don't get the bonus point, but it's going to be tough. As long as Scotland's defence holds out, I think they should be okay, but you never know against Fiji. Then France rounding it out with a big win against Italy. So if that's the case, France on 14, Scotland on 10, Fiji on 5, Italy on 1. And that gives us these final knockout games, and it's just one game, and that decides whether you're first or second, third or fourth, fifth or sixth, seventh or eighth. Okay, so it would be England versus France. Wow, very exciting. Everyone's been saying, well, England won the Six Nations, but France played better. So who's the better team at the moment? This will tell us for sure. Whoever wins this game, if it turns out like this, of course, that would tell us. Ireland, Scotland, again, the two guys who came off second best, if you like, or third or fourth best in the Six Nations playing off. Then Wales, Fiji. Now, big game. If this was the case, a big game for Wales. You'd expect them to win in normal circumstances maybe, but if Fiji could turn them over and Wales had a poor tournament, you know, then there would be serious pressure on Pivac, I think. But that would be cool. And then actually, possibly, the game with the most riding on it would be the 7th, 8th place playoff, Georgia versus Italy. The old who should get in the Six Nations debate, or should Georgia take over from Italy debate. In the past, I've said Georgia are good, but I don't think they're really any better than Italy. I actually expect Italy probably to win that match potentially, but that could have a lot of bite, a lot riding on it, some serious pride there. Almost like a World Cup final for those two. Anyway, guys, that's how I see it going at the moment. Obviously, a lot could change in the tournament, but hey, it's interesting to predict these things and play around with them. You guys have a go. Let me know what final knockouts you come out with, and I will catch you next time.